What is going on, Hoops fans? Back at it with another New York Knicks video, and it's been a little while since I produced some Knicks content, maybe about a month or so, because there wasn't much to report, but training camp is here, and Monday will be the New York Knicks' first preseason game, so I'm really looking forward to covering that. Of course, yesterday was Media Day. Touching that real quick. Julius Randle, of course, the new leader of this team, signed him that 3-year contract. Has said that he's really looking forward to Mitchell Robinson, thinks he can help him out maturing as a basketball player, and he thinks the sky's the limit. Barrett came out and said that he's really he wants the coaches to stay on top of him to make him the best player that he can be, and he obviously invites criticism. And Kevin Knox talked about his sophomore season. I'm really looking forward to covering the Knicks this year as training camp is underway, and I will be working a lot with Sim from Nothing But Knicks, so go on over there and check him out. We've been talking about doing some potential shows, podcasts, so be on the lookout for that. But let's jump into the video about some of the battles in training camp. Now, on an NBA roster, 12 players dress for a regular season game, and 15 players make the roster, or a roster could hold up to 15 players. There are 20 players in training camp for the New York Knicks, and we'll go over that list real quick. You have Kadeem Allen, R.J. Barrett, Ignas Brazdeikis, the rookie, second-round pick from Michigan, Reggie Bullock, who I believe is still hurt, Dotson, Wayne Ellington, Taj Gibson, Amir Hinton, an undrafted player the Knicks brought in with some upside, V.J. King, guy that I don't really expect to do much. I think he'll be on the Westchester Knicks, Kevin Knox, Marcus Morris, Frank Ntilikina, Elfrid Payton, Lamar Peters. Lamar Peters, I believe, was that Division II player who I think he led the nation in scoring, if I'm not mistaken. Bobby Portis, Julius Randle, Mitch Robinson, Dennis Smith Jr., Alonzo Trier, and Kenny Wooten, the shot-blocking extraordinaire, will try to make the 15-man squad. It will be tough for some of these players, though, because most of these players we know are set in stone. Some of the battles are to make the team. Some of the battles are to make the starting lineup. And we'll start at the point guard position. The point guard position really is a two-man battle when it comes to the starting lineup. And that, of course, is between Elfrid Payton and Dennis Smith Jr. Frank Ntilikina is still in the running, I suppose, not as the starter, but he's trying to carve out some minutes at that point guard spot. As I've said, I think he'll play all around, at the 2, at the 3, at the 1, maybe get 12 to 15 minutes. You got to still find a way to get Ntilikina his minutes, right? Because he is still a defensive presence, and he's still such a young player that you hope could develop into something, whether if it's a future with the Knicks or trading him somewhere else. Right now, his trade value is at an all-time low. To get it up, you got to play him. And hopefully he matures into something, and he plays a vital part for this team going forward. But as far as the starting point guard goes, Elfrid Payton has been a veteran in the league. He's a guy who's averaged about 12.6 or 7 assists throughout his career. Not the best three-point shooter, but can run an offense. And I think that's why they brought him in to set up the offense. It'll be interesting to see how this breaks out. I read an article yesterday on Dennis Smith Jr. As he has changed his jump shot. And he thinks that it will help his offensive game this year and hopefully become a more efficient shooter. When it comes to getting to the rim, nobody denies his talent. He's great. Has to get more efficient, though, with shooting the basketball. Has to get better at distributing the basketball to his teammates. I think Dennis Smith Jr. comes in as the favorite to start. But no matter what, I think both these players will split the majority of the time at the point guard position. And I expect both to get a lot of minutes. And I think DSJ could play some time off the ball as well. At the shooting guard position, you got Wayne Ellington, the veteran of the Knicks, of course. R.J. Barrett, who I think most people want to see start. Reggie Bullock, like I said, is hurt. Could play some 2, could play some 3. But looking over the roster, those are really the 3 names that I expect to be getting minutes at the 2, along with Alonzo Trier. The combo guard out of Arizona, who was undrafted last year, could play both the 1 and the 2. I think he's better at the 2, even though he is somewhat, he's not even undersized. He's 6'5", but is capable of playing the point a little bit. But he's an instant offensive guy off the bench. I do expect him to make the team. Knicks signed him to an extension, so I think he will be somewhat involved in the rotation this year. We'll have to wait and see. I think it'll be a game-in, game-out basis with Trier, depending on how hot he is, that week. But as far as the starter goes, I think it'll be R.J. Barrett. R.J. Barrett, of course, he is the guy that we're going to be following most in training camp this year, and the guy that we are really, really excited about. High upside from this kid, the number 3 overall pick out at Duke. Could easily be the best rookie in this year's class. Most people will say it's Zion, and I get it. The guy is a freak athlete. But R.J. Barrett has all the tools necessary to be a great NBA pro. He's great at drawing contact around the rim. Needs to improve the jump shot. Needs to improve the free throw shooting. Hopefully that's something that improves as the season goes along. But he's a good dribbler. He's very smart, very cerebral. has the length to play the defense. Probably could play the 1 through the 3. And you got to love this kid's upside. Could also play the point guard. You could see him getting some minutes there as well. He played point at Duke. But R.J. Barrett, a great combo guard. Think he fits perfectly in the modern-day NBA, and we'll see how he progresses throughout training camp. Wayne Ellington, of course, the veteran, a guy that could, shoot it from 3, and Bullock remains injured. But I expect Barrett to be the starter there. We'll have to wait and see how it plays out. At the 3, you got the second-year player, Kevin Knox, who's also capable of playing some 4. I think what does he stand about? 6'8", 6'9"? He's 6'9". Could stretch it out, shoot the 3. You really want to see him improve his efficiency. Marcus Morris, we got him from Boston, and that'll be a battle there to see who starts. I think it'll be Morris because of his veteran presence, and the Knicks got lucky there to sign him. I think he originally signed with someone else. Can't remember the team off the top of my head. Was then released, and the Knicks were able to get him on a 1-year contract. Now, Morris could be trade bait at the deadline, being that he only has 1 year left on his deal. But I think no matter what, whether he stays here the whole year, whether he doesn't, whether we sign him to an extension, I think Morris will play a big part in Kevin Knox's development. Morris could step out, shoot the 3 a bit as well, and he's a good player, good veteran presence, brings that winning pedigree from the Boston Celtics. So really looking forward to that battle there. No matter what, Kevin Knox is going to get minutes. He has to. Of course, he was, the 8th, 9th pick, whatever it was, by the Knicks last year. And everybody wants to see this kid grow in his sophomore season, and I think he will. They may not put too much pressure on him early on. We're going to have to see how he plays at training camp. If Knox has a great training camp, he'll probably get the start. We'll have to wait and see. But going in, I suspect Morris is the favorite going in. But like I said, we'll have to wait and see how it plays out. The front court, and of course you got Ignas Brazdeikis as well. Should have mentioned him, the second-round pick out of Michigan, a guy a lot of Knicks fans are looking forward to as well. Looked great in Summer League. Had a couple of great games. One thing that kid certainly does not lack is confidence. So we'll see if he does, in fact, make the roster. I think he will. He'll definitely be on the 15-man roster and may play a part in this year's, in terms of getting minutes. We'll have to wait and see. But I do like his upside, Brazdeikis. In terms of the front court, 3 is the front court. But in terms of the 4 and the 5, Julius Randle's going to start. Everybody knows that. He could play a little 5. He played some 5 with the Pelicans. I think his natural position is a 4, being that, he's a bit undersized for a 5, even in today's NBA, 6'9". But really looking forward to Randle. Think he's going to put up all-star numbers this year. At least 21, 22 points, 10, 11 rebounds. He had a great year last year, his breakout season. Needs to improve somewhat on the defensive end, but he's already saying all the right things, right? And I think he's going to be a great leader for some of the younger players on this team. And he's not old himself. He's been in the league for a little bit, though. And I really like this kid. I think it was a really good signing by the Knicks. I think they got him on a decent deal. And we'll see how Randle plays. He is definitely going to be starting probably at the 4. Like I said, could play some 5 as well. Also in that front court, of course, Mitchell Robinson, another guy capable of playing the 4 or the 5, brings that shot-blocking presence, and really going to look forward to seeing how this kid matures throughout training camp and if he could get the starting nod at the center position. Kenny Wooten, can he make the roster? Guy brings some very needed shot-blocking skills because outside of Mitchell Robinson, we don't have it. And Wooten displayed that. He had a number of games throughout training camp where he had 4 or 5 blocks. So Wooten, if he doesn't make the roster, definitely look for him to potentially make it at some point this year. A lot of Knicks fans like him as a situational shot blocker off the bench. Bobby Portis, that stretch 4/5, 6'11". He's a 3. He can knock down the 3, and he did it much more efficiently last year. A guy I'm really looking forward to. And he has already said he is looking forward to embracing that 6-man role, and I think he could be a great player and for that role. And really provide some spark off the bench, along with Alonzo Trier and some of the other players that I have mentioned. But there's another guy who could potentially start based on the role that they give him. Taj Gibson, the veteran, another guy there at the power forward position. Don't expect him to start at all, especially after they added Marcus Morris. His minutes will be somewhat limited. I think what he brings is a veteran presence, a guy that can go in there, play some tough defense, get you the rebounds when needed. And like I said, a guy that's going to bring some grittiness to the New York Knicks. I think a lot of Knicks fans are really looking forward to what he will bring to this basketball team. But that about wraps it up, guys. That's the battles. I mean, at the center position, you're looking at it depends if they go small ball or not. I think it'll be Mitch, but you could have Bobby Portis there. You could have a number of players there at the center position, depending on what type of lineup they decide to put out there on a night-in, night-out basis. I think it'll be matchup-based. Of course, Randle, like I said, is capable of playing the 5, but I think he's more of a 4. Regardless, he's going to be starting, right, at the 4 or the 5, so look out for him. At the 3, your big battle there is between Kevin Knox and Marcus Morris. Morris also capable of playing the 4 as well. So they have some versatility there in the front court. At the 2 guard, the battle there, I guess it would be Ellington versus Barrett, but I think Barrett will have it. And at the point guard, Peyton versus DSJ, but looking forward to seeing all these players play in training camp and seeing how it all plays out. But as always, guys, if you liked what you watched, please subscribe, drop a comment, maybe give me a little thumbs up. Let's go Knicks.